Do you feel responsible for what happened to the Sandy Hook families?
Yes, I killed the children.
But beyond that,
I went in that school, I pulled a gun out, and I shot every one of them myself. I mean, I'm guilty. It's true.
No, but
let's just. Do I feel responsible?
Even if he's being hyperbolic,
on
that's ridiculous
shoot 'em
to
up
say.
video games on a bunch of drugs.
Even if he's trying to
killed
prove a
bunch of
point,
kids,
that's
and
not
then the
something you
internet
want to
questioned it.
say during this case.
Sandy Hook, the evidence is just overwhelming. We've looked at all sides. We played devil's advocate from both sides.
No, I don't feel responsible, and I don't apologize anymore. I'm done. I don't apologize. I killed the kids.
Was there a definitive?
I killed.
Even if he's making like an insanity case here, which would be like a wild case to make, right? This is still too much. This is still, his lawyer is punching the air right now. Like, just like, I don't know whether his lawyer is doing this whole thing or this whole thing, but like he's definitely pissed. That's like 100% a fact. This is so bad for him. So we're here watching the Channel 5 interview with Andrew Callahan and Alex Jones. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna react to some of the wildest moments here. Let's do it.
I killed him. I killed him. I already admitted I did it. I killed him. I'm the bad guy. I'm the devil. Get rid of the First Amendment. Can we move on to other topics?
I don't think.
I killed him. First Amendment killed him. Get rid of the Second Amendment. Get rid of the First Amendment.
It's like he's speaking in tongues. This is ridiculous. This makes no sense.
They're bad. They killed the kids too. George Washington killed him. Jesus killed him. The whole
Jesus, not Adam Lanza, not like whoever was the guy who like did the Sandy Hook shooting itself, and not Alex Jones, who was spreading these conspiracy theories about Sandy Hook. And we have the clips here. We're gonna see this in the Channel 5 video here, that we have the clips of Alex Jones spreading misinformation or spreading conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook kids and the real life effects that had.
We should rename the whole planet Sandy Hook. Everything should be holidays. We should bow.
Here he is trying to play victim and make this about him, like his own sort of like victim mentality, his own victim complex. No, Alex Jones didn't lose his kids in Sandy Hook and didn't have his kids killed in a mass shooting. And I hope he never has to have that experience. But those parents not only had to live with that horror, they had to live with the graves of their children and the worshiping areas and all the like little like toys and things that were left out for them children being messed up and desecrated, their graves being played around with by conspiracy theorists that some unhinged freaks sent because they don't believe that your kids could possibly have died in the United States, where gun violence is running rampant for a country that's supposedly as developed as it is. Alex Jones, you're lucky that didn't happen to you, but you inflicted that on other families. And this is why you have so much attention. This is why you got banned from other platforms, dude.
5 times a day to New Haven, Connecticut for the kids that died.
But again,
every
he's
American's to
playing
blame. Every gun owner's to blame. I'm to blame. We're all guilty. To Bloomberg and Soros, turn our guns in. Turn our guns in. I know, I did it. I killed them. I killed them. I killed them. I know, I killed them. So I'm done talking about it.
Okay.
I killed them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the trial at all?
There's nothing to talk about. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this interview right now. You liking it?
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children. I did. I killed them myself.
Still not a funny thing to say. Yeah, I get the point, but it's just like, fuck, man.
Fuck it, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm far beyond giving a fuck right now.
I understand.
That's the real Alex Jones. That's what they've been saying in court. No matter what he says, that's the real Alex Jones.
I understand.
Dude, you want to fucking take me on?
No, but I'm just saying, they really, that wasn't their intention.
A jury in the Alex Jones trial ordering the conspiracy theorists to pay $45.2 million to parents who lost their 6-year-old son in the Sandy Hook massacre for calling it a hoax.
Every sin ever committed on earth in 10,000 years of history, I did it. The Night Stalker, the Zodiac Killer, I did it. Vietnam War, Hitler. I was actually Hitler. It wasn't Hitler. It was me. I did it. I was in a time machine in Germany.
YouTube button with holes shot through it. Super unhinged energy here. Like, what?
The Zodiac Killer. I did it. Vietnam War. Hitler. I was actually Hitler, wasn't it?
Yeah, look at that. That's obviously it's just, like branding, bravado, screw YouTube or whatever. But yeah, YouTube makes this for every single company, and they put your logo on it and everything, and they, put some amount of effort into making that happen. And yeah, he just shot his play button award. Fully, he's probably at this point, his lawyers are trying to play the insanity argument. That's the only way they could possibly allow this to go out. Because I guess Alex Jones is just at the point where he doesn't care anymore. He really just feels that he can throw whatever he can against the wall and see what sticks, because nothing will come back to him. Or like, there's no much lower he can go. Now he's just going down swinging.
Hitler. It was me. I did it. I was in a time machine in Germany. I did all that, okay? I did everything. And that's what I accept.
Time machine in Germany? Are you okay?
So, you're here with the bad guy. You're here with the villain. Lex Luthor, right now. You're talking to him right now. You're talking to Lex Luthor. How's it feel?
You don't feel like Lex Luthor to me.
I invented cancer.
How?
I just did it. Doesn't matter. I created death. People didn't die before I was born. I created heartburn. I created hemorrhoids. I created hangovers. I created gingivitis.
That's a bad one.
I created hair loss. I created...
I love the zooms on this. It's so good.
I wish you could do that one.
I created bad breath.
So yeah, now that we've accepted that.
I invented Prozac that Adam Lanza was on. I had his mom buy him the AR-15, give it to him. I was there, yeah. Did you know that all...
But really, think about the trivialization that Alex Jones is doing of it. He's saying, oh, obviously the world is just blaming me for everything. Obviously, I've just done every bad thing in the world. These people are not actually, they don't have a case. They don't actually are using or applying logic to any of their reasonings for taking me down. They should decide that Alex Jones is an enemy and he's the worst person in the world. And they're just turning poor old me into a scapegoat, into an example. It's this fake victimization here. And again, we're going to see Andrew hit him with the clips in a moment.
I mean, how do you feel about like how your attorney did overall?
They said I was guilty beforehand because they couldn't have a real trial because they had 24 minutes out of 10 years of me talking about it. Most of them me saying it happened. It's sick. It's disgusting. I was being sarcastic earlier. Yeah. I didn't kill the children. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't invent hemorrhoids. I simply question things, and they're trying to demonize me to say questioning things is a bad deal.
Here's the part where Channel 5 just starts playing the footage from the Alex Jones show that shows clearly for everyone to see exactly what Alex Jones was about during this time.
And elementary school massacre, 26 dead, 27 dead now, 18 kids in Connecticut. When you got small children, this really gets to you. That's why the globalists use children's deaths to go after our guns, because they know it gets to us. So don't ever think the globalists that have hijacked this country wouldn't stage something like this. They kill little kids all day, every day. And it's not our government, it's the globalist. I really think they're going to try to come after the guns. It's going to start a civil war.
1 month later.
I clearly believe from the evidence children were really killed in Sandy Hook, and it's a real tragedy. Unfortunately, evidence is beginning to come out. People who've been coached, people who've been given cue cards, people who are behaving like actors.
I dropped Billy off and watched him go around the corner, and he never came back, all because of the guns. Won't you just turn your guns in for my son? I mean, folks, we've got video of Anderson Cooper with clear blue screen out there.
Nothing can account for what happens to his nose.
That's just normal, like, JPEG artifacting. When you compress videos, you get repeated pixels, and the pixels do, like, weird things on the margins, but you largely get the video, which makes sense, because we were doing digital TV at that point. Alex Jones was a crank then, he's a crank now, and the way he is sickly trying to make himself play the victim when this video is out there and it exists is sickening. And this should be a sign to people who are looking at this and going, oh no, Alex Jones has the right to say all these things that he's saying. Well, let's really test in the 21st century what it looks like when you have the unfettered ability to say what you want and what consequences actually come to other people's freedoms and other people's ability to access life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness when you give some people with massive platforms unfettered access to free speech. That is some of the really good stuff, but some of the best stuff is when Andrew Callahan talks to the lawyer or one of the lawyers who is bringing the case on behalf of the Sandy Hook families, or at least some of the Sandy Hook families, against Alex Jones and what he did here. He provided a lot of the evidence, a lot of the videos, and described the real world consequences of what happens when you see these kinds of things. Again, the whole video is definitely worth watching. But here is that part where you actually see the consequences.
For those who don't know, can you describe the extent of the harassment that was experienced by the Sandy Hook families?
There's no way I could do it just sitting here with you. It's unreal. Initially, it just started with rough contacts. You get people who were emailing them, people would find out their phone number, call them on the phone. But then you had people starting to show up in Newtown and destroy the memorials they had for their kids. They had people showing up at their homes, knocking on their door. They had people going around and talking to their neighbors. And then it just kept escalating as more and more people got caught into the wildness of it. There's Lucy Richards, right, who was a woman who I have to have some level of sympathy with on some way because she's mentally ill. But she got obsessed with all these narratives and about Lenny Posner. She was in Central Florida. And when it got disclosed that that's where Lenny had moved to, and InfoWars put up his Boca Raton mailbox where he picks up his mail.
Well, I've got an article here from a guy, I think was our last caller. He's been getting all kinds of grief from Mr. Posner. Social media shut down due to Sandy Hook false copyrights. What's interesting is they list the address for the Honor Network in Boca Raton, Florida, 908 North Dixie Highway. There is no suite, but it's got two different buildings listed that address.
Well, we'll just start investigating that. And I guess I'm going to have to probably go on up to Newtown. I'm going to have to probably go investigate Florida as well.
She decided, okay, that's my call to action. So she started stalking Lenny and Veronique through Central Florida. She would call and leave these messages, and I don't know if you've ever heard them, man, and maybe we'll get a hold of them for you or something just so people can understand what this is. But creepy.
Did you hide your imaginary son in the attic? Are you still fucking him? You fucking Jew bastard? Look behind you. Death is coming to you real soon.
Just this awful, hateful stuff. These slurs and at him and that don't even make any sense. Yeah. I mean, she called him in the N-word and accused him that Noah is still alive and that he's got Noah in the attic and sexually assaults him every night. And
it's absolutely deranged stuff, but Alex Jones is constantly talking about pedophiles who are running the world, and he's building narratives to entertain his audience, as he argues legally, but their argues are like narratives about the motives behind these people, and you get in a dicey territory where you're like very clearly lying about people and their interests and their backgrounds, and again, that's when people like these lawyers come in, and they start to be able to build a case here. So really unforced error by Alex Jones. And again, if you're going to do something and you're going to like mess around or like try to, like get ahead in some way, and you're going to try to be a little shifty about it, don't do what I'm doing and record yourself on camera, because there'll be hours and hours and hours and hours where your motives and your energies and, your little tics and how you operate as a person will be open, around, available to see and be used against you. Unless you're the kind of person who knows what you're about from the jump and are willing to live up to those standards in the future. That's the only way. Otherwise, you're going to get hoisted by your own petard very often, and you'll get caught. So yeah, please check out the entire video from Andrew Callahan and Channel 5. The entire team there. He's really just on a run, making some of the best political content out there. And yeah, because I think the editorialism is just kind of in showing what happened and explaining the information, and then the rest is left up to you to think for yourself. And if you see people who are honestly arguing in the comment section of videos like this, that are like, hey, Alex Jones actually, free speech, something or other, companies shouldn't have this power or whatever, you can see those arguments kind of for what they are, and that they're missing the point of, okay, you're talking a lot about theory, here is practice. And so we need to start talking about how these things are practiced and how we can protect freedom of speech for marginalized groups and actual places where, yeah, big tech does censor too much, but also make sure that speech isn't so free that major pundits are able to use their online mobs to inflict real life pain and harm on people who are suffering and lie about their untimely American demises. So, 1,000 times shame on Alex Jones.